Makers, how's it going? This is Coach Wood, and it is time to get after it, you guys. This is an amazing week that we're having with Before You Go Pro. We've got athletes that are starting to sign with certain universities. We've got athletes that are being evaluated and will sign soon. We've got amazing content to share with you guys and to serve you guys. So I am excited about today's episode, you guys. If you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. This is the Before You Go Pro channel. This is going to be the best organic football channel on YouTube, and we look forward to you possibly joining our community. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, you guys. You are officially engaged with the Weekday Huddle. This is the Weekday Huddle with Coach Wood, Monday through Friday, you guys, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and all we're talking about is football. Now, we have a twist on our content because it's got an educational element to it. We serve football players across the country. We want them to be savvy. We want them to be gamed up, and this is where they come and do it, you guys. So welcome and thank you for joining us. Also, go down in the description box because we've got some great resources for you to take advantage of as well. But let's get into today's content, you guys. And this is a little bit of a touchy subject. This is a little bit of a touchy subject, but it is one that we definitely had to talk about in the Weekday Huddle. And today's subject, you guys, I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I'm a loving father of four, but today's topic, you guys, is it's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault. I'm convinced of it. I've heard coaches saying this for a while. I've heard recruiters, GMs. I've heard people starting to really stand on this pedestal that it's the parents' fault, and I'm in that camp now. I am fully in that camp now, you guys. And let me preface things before we get fully into the content. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the college football industry. There's a lot going on in high school, junior college. There's a lot of politics involved. It's highly emotional for a lot of families. It's stressful dealing with the recruiting process for a lot of families. Some of these kids are darn near wanting to not play anymore. And then you hear, you guys, some of the things that these parents and these kids are asking for as far as NIL. And then you also hear that the level of respect for the coaches, for the adults in the room, for the people who paved the way is coming down, and people think it's at an all-time low. And all I could think of, and the more I even have our own interactions with certain parents and certain kids, it's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault. That's how I look at it as a parent. If I hear that my kid is being disrespectful to adults, or if I hear that they never give their full effort, or, if I hear that they've got this outlandish ego, I'm thinking it's my fault, because this is the incubator. The home is the incubator where they come and they break bread with their family. That's where you get the biggest lessons, or just watching your family. So I find it hard to really think that if you find a kid that is overly stressed out with the recruiting process, or you hear of a kid being blatantly disrespectful or very egotistical and almost narcissist tendencies on recruiting trips, or just with the people that he's around, it's the parents' fault, you guys. Some of the things that I'm hearing, the numbers that these kids are putting out, and I'll also just throw adults in general, the caretakers, the handlers' fault. You know, who is the kid listening to? Because now, when you go from high school to college, from junior college to college, especially if you're playing at a high level, it becomes business. And you have to move very strategically in business. There's timelines, there's relationships that have to be handled, there's faith that you have to have in business because you don't always get your way with your timing. But when I see some of these kids so stressed out, or when I see them making decisions that are early decisions, that are rushed decisions, that are fearful decisions, when I hear some of the things that these kids and these families are asking for on these recruiting trips, it's the parents' fault. Now, granted, this isn't all parents. And 99.9% of the parents that I've ever worked with have been very, very good parents. But we have to be careful. We have to be careful because this isn't our journey. This is our child's journey. Or if you're the guardian, this is the child's journey that you're the guardian of. So you have to be careful with the journey because it's naturally going to be emotional. It's naturally going to have highs and lows. And your child is going to be looking for something solid to be able to hang their hat on when they go through stuff. There's going to, it's par for the course of the industry that kids get put on the back burner. It's par for the course of the industry that kids have terrible injuries. It's par for the course of the industry that your coach is not always going to be the coach that chooses you first or that loves you or that you just click with. But how things are handled when these things go down is hugely going to be part of on the part of the parents. How your child represents themselves on a recruiting trip is on part on the parents, a major part on the parents. How they talk to recruiters. Even if it's a school that you know you're not going to go to, how you handle that conversation should still be a nice, gentleman, professional conversation. Even telling someone no, telling someone something tough that they don't want to hear. But to act egotistical with the coach because you've got a bigger offer, or to make it just blatantly kind of nasty feeling all about the money, that's on the parents. Because the parents are the ones that are around these kids, especially these superstar kids. You know the parent's close. The parent is the one that's around these kids. And you guys have all heard of the phrase or the term, the apple and the tree. The kid is the apple, you're the tree. They're not going to fall too far off of how you roll. Usually you don't see kids going way in another direction off of how their family rolls. So if their family is respectful, the parents are respectful, then most likely the kid will be. If the parents can control their emotions and be even keeled and optimistic and showing the kid how to have some faith, then most likely the kid will be. You guys. So it's just very interesting. I held off on this for a while, but I'm in the industry, been in the industry in this capacity, in the recruiting and content capacity for 20 years. And more over the past about 4 years, 3 to 4 years, I'm hearing coaches, people in the industry having major problems with the parents. I know some parents that have basically ruined the opportunities for their kids. So it is very important, and that's why we wanted to bring this up, because we love you guys. We want everybody that's a part of Before You Go Pro or that tunes into our content to be different. This is the time to be different. This isn't the time to be fearful. This isn't the time to be egotistical. This isn't the time to be rash or judgmental. This isn't the time to only think about money. So we need that athletes' parents to dial in and raise their game. I know that you guys have been investing. I know that you guys have high hopes. I know that you guys watch your kids work out and you want the best for them. You don't want them to have any stress or any strain. But that comes with the industry. Let them go through it. You be optimistic. You be the one to tell them it's going to be okay. Be the one to get support. When you get support, trust the support. You guys help these kids out. You're their aid. It's not your journey. It's not my journey. It's their journey. I thought this was perfect right here. This is from someone that I consider a friend, Alex Molden, and he's a former NFL player, first round draft pick. So if anybody can say something, it's him. And he has a son in the NFL. And check out this. This is what he says about how he feels his position is in his son's journey. Parents, stay in your lane. As a former NFL player, high school coach, and father of 8 athletes from the rec league to the pros, I've seen it all. Your job isn't to add pressure, it's to provide support. Your child already feels pressure from themselves, their coaches, the teammates, the environment, the recruiting. They don't need it from you too. If they're putting in the work, if they're showing up and giving effort, if they're coachable and locked in, then they don't need your post-game critiques or sideline coaching. They need your emotional support. They need to know you're proud of them, win or lose. Your influence runs deeper than you think. Support from preparation, not pressure. Let the game be their teacher, not your soapbox. I thought that was perfect because so many times, and now I'm starting to see it more and more, you guys, that the parents are putting their emotions, their feelings, their timelines, their ego into these kids' journey, and they feel it, you guys. They feel it, they take it on, and they're a mirror, apple tree. Okay, so once again, this wasn't a bashing. This was kind of a let's come to Jesus episode of the Weekday Huddle for all the parents and the guardians out there. One time I had a parent that was on the football field after their son's high school game, and he wanted to talk to the head coach because he felt like his son didn't get the ball enough. His son was on a very good team, and his son was only a sophomore at the time. There were seniors on that team that were deserving of college opportunities that didn't have any college opportunities yet. And yet, this guy was on the field ready to talk to the coach. And I was so glad. I could tell he was mad. I could tell he was frustrated. I could tell he was putting his emotions into the situation. Lo and behold, also, the team just won by 40 points. And my dad had always taught me, and it's interesting how you get a little bit of a more hands-off approach or laid-back approach from people who played the game, especially at a high level. You just heard Alex's take on how he stands as a parent. That's a first-round draft pick. And his son plays in the NFL. And he's saying, hey, I'm just here for emotional support. If he needs something or if he asks me my opinion, I'll give it to him. Outside of that, I'm just here to root him on, tell him I love him. And my dad came to me and he said, hey, you definitely can't say nothing to any coach if what they're doing is working. So if you want your kid to be the punt returner and they got another kid back there and that kid's number 1 in the conference in punt return, you better not say nothing because it's going to look real crazy and selfish. So it would have looked crazy for this dad of a sophomore to go up to the head coach of the high school team after a 40-point win and say, why you didn't give my son the ball more, when he's got seniors that he needs to showcase as well. You guys. So, but that's what happens when we get emotional. That's what happens when we put our own a spin on it, perspective, and fingerprints as a parent. So we have to step it up, you guys, as parents. Right now, the industry, the football industry, thinks the parents and the gatekeepers of these kids are the problem. The industry, the movers and shakers of the industry, the ones that will give you the NIL money, the ones that will give you the scholarships, the ones that will decide to work with you and try to get you to the next level. The industry is feeling like the parents are a problem. And once again, this isn't as a whole. This isn't everybody, but it's a lot. It's a lot, and you do not want to burn an opportunity for your child or put more fear into their recruiting or any part of their journey than you have to. Seek help from someone that has done it, or obviously, if you trust their coach, seek help from their coach, but do not put your own your own hang-ups into it. And once again, if you do get help, you do get support, trust the help, trust the doctor. We go to the doctor, we got to trust the doctor. If someone's telling you something or saying go about it this way or approach this coach this way, or you have more time to get more offers, trust the help. Trust the help. Trust the doctor. All right. So, hey, parents, love you guys, love your kids. You guys can do it. There is so much opportunity right now in college sports, in pros, for the ones that know how to do it, for the families that know how to move and be even keeled and be strategic. So hopefully that's you, and hopefully, and if you know a parent that's a little crazy, send this to them, or getting a little emotional about things, send this to them. A lot of things that your kid will go through, unfortunately, are par for the course. It's the price we pay to see if we're serious. There's things that are going to be out of your control as an athlete and out of your control as a parent. Learn how to navigate this thing, especially if you want to go to a high level. All right. So, hey, hit the subscribe button, baby. We are rocking and rolling this week. Once again, congrats to the kids who have already signed. To the ones who haven't, they'll be signing kids all spring and offering PWOs all spring. You got to find the school that still needs some help. All right. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and then also go down in the description box, take advantage of some of those resources. We love you. I'll see you at the top.